Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to this moment together. Welcome to the practice that we'll be doing together in a few moments. But most importantly, welcome to all of you as you are right now. Right now, in terms of general time, there is a lot going on in all of our lives. There has been a lot of change, a lot of disruption, a lot of process of readapting and trying to figure out our way through this crisis, health crisis, economic crisis, and undoubtedly anyone listening and watching right now is being impacted by what is going on. Therefore, amongst all the things that we are doing to both protect ourselves and hopefully to also take really good care of ourselves, I find that it's very important to take moments like this to pause, to in some ways come together through this means, and to welcome ourselves individually and whenever is possible in group, collectively, in a virtual way, but to welcome ourselves just as we are. Often during these periods of crisis and during difficulties, we unfortunately tend to do a couple of things that are not necessarily very supportive to us. One is that we don't necessarily take really good care of ourselves, and this practice that is being offered today, as well as others that have been made available and others to come, are really offered with the heartfelt wish and desire to be able to provide ongoing support and help, especially during this crisis. But again, this can be utilized at any moment in which we are in a difficult place in our lives. And again, unfortunately, during moments of crisis and difficulty, we fall prey to patterns that are not necessarily very supportive and helpful on a physical level, mental, emotional, relational, spiritual. And this is very important to point out, because the unfortunate outcomes are that during crisis we are often not taking care of ourselves in the way in which will be best. So it is a little paradoxical, but when we suffer the most, sometimes we don't do the most to help ourselves. And so hopefully this can be a point of pause and consideration of this possibility and readdressing it. The other is that often during periods of crisis we do not necessarily welcome ourselves as we are. What I mean by that is that we do not allow ourselves to fully experience the entire range of emotions, of thoughts, sensations and experiences that we have, because we either feel that it's too much to handle, maybe we do not have the skills to be able to cope well, sometimes even just the belief that there is something broken that needs to be fixed and we do not have the capacity to fix it, or the means, or the will, or maybe even the interest. And so it's very important to make space for emotions, feelings that represent what we're experiencing. Welcoming ourselves means exactly that. Not thinking and feeling that there is something broken or something to be fixed, because that's not the case. Rather seeing ourselves as human beings with real human emotions, with vulnerabilities, with soft spots, with tenderness, with a sense of just really being human, which also means being vulnerable to the discomfort, the pain, the suffering that comes with disruption, and the type of pain and suffering that comes with the unpredictable, with the unknown, the fear, the anxiety, the depressions, the worries and concerns and so on that arise when we are not in more or less a state of balance, of familiarity, of comfort, of ease. So it's very important that we take time to welcome ourselves just as we are, not to judge ourselves or criticize ourselves for what we're feeling, but to take proactive, kind, compassionate, self-caring, self-loving actions to welcome ourselves, to be with ourselves, to nourish ourselves, to care for ourselves just as we are. So again, I welcome all of you to this moment just as you are, hoping that you can do the same for you, for yourselves. And the practice that will follow in a few moments is dedicated to this approach, bringing ourselves to this moment as we are, without any judgment, rather with a lot of kindness, compassion, self-love, and use the means which are available to us, our awareness, our wisdom, our capacity to be present, to give ourselves love, care, compassion, empathy, and support through crises like this. So welcome again as you are, and enjoy the practice that will follow. Hopefully it is supportive to you. Welcome everyone. Welcome to this practice just as you are right now in this moment. This is a moment where we meet ourselves exactly as we are, bringing all of us right here to this moment, embracing ourselves with love, kindness, compassion, and most importantly, kind awareness. Take a moment to find a comfortable seat. Notice the position of your body and assume one that is supportive to remaining present and aware throughout this practice in a comfortable way. One that begins right away to welcome you exactly as you are, with whatever you're bringing to this moment on a physical level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And sit with comfort and also with a sense of stability. Close your eyes if you are comfortable doing so, otherwise just lower your gaze. And begin to gently soften up everything in your body that at this moment doesn't need to be tense or contracted, so that with kindness and with a sense of self-love and self-care, we begin to relax into this moment. Yes, through the body, and notice how the mind will follow moment to moment. So a sense of awareness about what is happening internally on a physical level, stable relaxation, softening of any part of the body that can do so right now. And then taking a nice deep breath. Exhaling and letting go, and begin to tune in into this very natural cycle of energy moving in and out of the body, of breath moving in and out of the body, providing both the sense of aliveness and also the sense of discharging what can be released very naturally. Connect with the breath as much as you possibly can to first really appreciate this experience that within just a few moments can provide relief, release, and relaxation. So a slight emphasis on the out breath. And also connection to this breath, to this moment, to give the mind a little bit of stability so that there is less a distraction and more a sense of presence. So we welcome ourselves as we are, and we kind attention. We gradually let go of whatever we no longer need to hold throughout this practice, whatever can be released out of a gesture of self-kindness and self-love, especially during difficult times such as this. So as we continue, notice that we are trying to allow the mind to receive a little bit of stability, experience a little bit of stability, but this is without taking anything away from all that we are bringing to this moment, all of us. So whatever comes, let it be as it is. Whatever is already here, let it be as it is. If there is worry, let it be here in this moment. If there is concern, let it be here. If there is agitation, anxiety, fear, let it be here. If there is confusion, let it be here. If there is a sense of uncertainty, let it be here. If there is a sense of instability, let it be here. The unknown, let it be here. Whatever is alive in this moment, bring it here. Let it be here. Welcome it here. It is part of who you are right now. And of course, you may notice that you also bring in here, in this moment, kindness, gentleness, sense of self-love, self-compassion, self-care, a desire to release and let go of what is no necessary to hold on to, a desire to bring upon relaxation in the body, calmness in the mind, quiet, a sense of openness of the heart. In other words, receiving from our own nature, not necessarily from the words that I am speaking, but from our own nature, this deep felt sense of well-being, which is fundamental to our nature, and that temporarily, like in these periods of crisis, is covered up by emotions, thoughts, feelings, and sensations that are obviously very naturally responding to all these changes, disruptions, and suffering that is going on. That's why we welcome ourselves just as we are, very humanly so, in this moment. And here, now, we rest in awareness, allowing all that is happening and being experienced within ourselves to be just as it is. No direct need to try to change or fix. This will all naturally happen. Perhaps right now, during the course of this practice and time together, because as we all have experienced in our lives, everything is in a constant state of change and flux, coming and going, and therefore trusting and having faith in this undoubtful aspect of life, the change, flux, the impermanent nature of every experience, the impermanent nature of every phenomena, trusting that, let us now bring as much quiet, peace, openness, and acceptance, kind, loving acceptance to everything that you're experiencing. And again, let it be here, cared by your wish to be well, and cared by the natural, innate quality of self-loving awareness that we all fundamentally are. So we breathe with our body. We sit with our body, and we allow our body to relax and release and let go of whatever we do not need to hold on to at this moment. Use the out-breath to release and let go. Use each breath to continue to remain present in this moment as each breath unfolds. Whenever the mind experiences some distraction, pulled away from this moment, from this or that, from a thought or an image, a memory, a worry or a concern, with kindness, with lots of kindness again, welcome who you are as you are right now, and also bring yourselves kindly back to just open, restful, quiet awareness. Noticing that thoughts, sensations, emotions can move freely through the space of awareness that we are, and especially as you experience it right now, moment to moment. Let these experiences move through you, nothing to hold on to, nothing to try to fix right now or to try to change, rather releasing, letting go, dropping the holding and opening to receiving, opening to being. And notice how in this being, as we rest more and more, we quiet the mind and the body whenever that's possible. We allow experiences to move in and out. We bring all of ourselves to this moment, and then this moment does its own work, allows things to come and go. Our job, so to speak, is to just be here quietly without having to hold on to anything. Breathing in and breathing out, aware of that. Aware of the sensations that come and go. Just like you are aware of thoughts coming and going, emotions coming and going. Let it be so. Let it move through you. Stay as long as they want, and eventually moving on and changing. And continue to rest in open awareness. Notice how spacious we can feel, which basically means that indeed we are ultimately, fundamentally, infinite space of awareness. And so notice how in relaxing and opening up, we literally experience this sense of spaciousness, which is another way of saying it's a sensation of letting go, relaxing, and letting be. No contraction, no tightening, no restrictions, rather than ease, a relaxed opening, a relaxed being, spacious enough to hold anything that comes, letting be, letting go. Nothing to hold on to. This is important to recognize that there is no need right now to hold on to anything, to try to fix anything. Quite the opposite. Letting go, staying open. And perhaps you may be noticing how, with the sense of self-love and self-kindness and self-compassion, it becomes easier for us to experience what we experience because we're not judging it. We actually do the opposite. We embrace it, touch it, hold it with kindness. Just like we would hold with love and kindness and gentleness a crying baby who all it wants is our help, our support, to be held, to be seen, to be soothed. In the same manner, our awareness right now in this moment can hold all that we experiences, all that we are experiencing with the same sense of kindness, love, care. We welcome ourselves as we are. We care for ourselves as we are. We know that it is human to feel what we feel. And so allow also moments of tenderness, of openness to be, to come, because as we soften up, we open up, we allow, and things can move. And sometimes we experience these movements, these releases with tears, the sensations in our body with thoughts and memories or mental experiences. So welcome those too, hold them with care. And continue to remain present, open to all of them, to yourselves again, just as you are. Give yourselves full permission to be as you are, to be who you are. Notice when the mind gets a little too caught up into thinking and planning and trying to solve, and without thinking that that is something that should not happen or wrong, but just notice it, because perhaps right now it would be more beneficial to let go of all that, welcome the sensations, and at the same time letting it go without feeling the need to process, to solve, to try to change. Rather, allowing yourselves to be experiencing what comes with more openness. So if you're caught into any type of mental process and so on that is in some ways taking you away from just being here, just notice that with kindness, with patience, come back by way of releasing and letting go, and be more in the open space that holds all of the experiences rather than working with an experience. Being aware of what we experience, rather than being involved, engaged too much with our experiences. This is one of the most healing, loving, and kind gestures and things that we can do for ourselves. Again, especially when going through difficult times. Finding space like this, moments like this, to just be, to let go, to remain open, trusting this fundamental quality of our nature, our awareness, our consciousness. Aware of what we experience without the need to change what we experience. And by doing so, by letting go, that's actually how we fundamentally heal and care for ourselves. Quiet, peaceful, open awareness. Just a few more moments to fully relax and release into this moment. To remain open, letting go, dropping on the floor of awareness right here, right now, all of our worries, all our concerns, our fears. We bring them and we just let them sit here, held by love, kindness, compassion, care. Take your time transitioning from this practice to whatever you'll do next. Continue to do so with kindness, with love, with compassion for yourselves and for the ones who are close to you. You and all of us are going to continue to need all this level of love, care, compassion. And to all of you, I wish you exactly that. Well-being, love, care, patience, compassion, and well wishes for the days to come Be well, be safe, and feel free to share your thoughts and comments whenever you would like to. Thank you so much for your practice. Be well.